When you heard the title Ninja vs. Gokudo, what kind of manga genre did you think of?
Okay. When I first heard about this title, I thought it would be like a very violent action manga.
Yeah, that's my thought exactly, but
Yeah.
it's actually comedic manga.
Digging Japanese pop. So I'm Cody, and here with me is.
Yoshi here. Hello everyone.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you so much. And today we are going to talk about the manga called Ninja vs. Gokudo.
All right, Ninja versus Good.
Yeah, I think I don't need to explain this title because it's
the
what
title
title
says it.
suggests. Yeah, it's basically Ninja vs. Gokudo.
Yeah, and then like like Ninja and Gokudo. When I
Mhm.
think about it, it's usually like kind of associated with like some sort of action, like fighting, right? So that's what I thought.
Totally.
And I read only first volume so far. So
Okay.
maybe I'm not getting the full scope of it, but yeah, I thought it would be like a very violent and a very serious kind of genre,
But you get the comedic vibe.
Yeah,
of manga,
I did,
right?
I did.
From the first volume.
Even from the first volume, I was like, hey, wait.
Yeah, in the very beginning of this manga, it started from explanation of the history of Ninja versus Gokudo, which is a yakuza,
Mhm.
and their history started from Edo era, which is 250 years ago, or more than 250
Yeah,
years
right,
ago.
right.
Yeah, and they they have been fighting each other, trying to eliminate each other for so long.
Mm.
And now their biggest battle is about to begin. And the main character, Shinoha, which is ninja,
Mhm.
one of the greatest 8 ninjas of all time, he has to fight against the criminal organization, which is Yakuza or Gokudo.
Mhm.
And this premise actually sounds really serious.
Right, it does.
Yeah, I mean, explaining this kind of makes me like, oh, I have to talk this seriously, but it's not. I mean, it is serious.
Yeah.
But the things happens in this,
Right.
the things happen in this manga, they're so filled with memes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what I want to say.
Yeah.
Filled with memes.
I mean, there's so many scenes that's like that looks kind of serious, but then like what they say is a little bit silly, or
Yeah, so
they fight
off.
against each other. It's also silly. Like it's so
yeah.
it's so extreme that it becomes so silly.
I mean, yeah, you were saying it from the first volume, but
Mhm.
it gets. I've read the 10th up until 10th volume
Okay.
out of 16 or 17
Mhm.
volumes now, but it gets sillier and sillier.
Even more. Okay.
Even more.
Oh, wow.
That's what I love about this manga.
Okay. Can't wait
'Cause
to read the
they,
rest.
right? I mean, it is like, I guess it's like Deadpool or like Suicide
Mm,
Squad.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it has violent actions
Mm.
everywhere, but it still has laughs everywhere. So, and also this manga, especially this manga, it's like it has a serious tone, through the series.
Mhm.
But what they do is just over the top serious, and it kind of makes things funny.
I mean, like, especially how they fight against each other is kind of like that. Yeah, like the ninja uses like their
Yeah.
hands to
Yeah.
fight against the Gokudo Yakuza, and
Yeah,
then they
so
use
it's-
guns, right? They use guns.
Yeah.
Like
But
pistols, rifles,
ninjas can, move faster than bullets. So basically, the hands are what they need.
Yeah, all they need is
And-
their hands.
Yeah. I think it's not from the first volume, and I think it's not spoiler
Mhm.
or spoil anything. So I'm gonna just come on and say it. But one of the ninja
Mm-hmm.
is actually too good at their karate chop. It's called anjin
Mm-hmm.
in Japanese.
Yeah,
The
Anjin.
karate chop. Yeah, the ninja karate chop. One of them is too good at it. So his like main job is actually a surgeon.
What? Like a
Like
surgeon,
medical,
like a
like
doctor.
medical. Yeah, medical surgeon. He doesn't need because
Oh, because
'cause,
he's
you
so
know,
good with his hands.
his hands, yeah, he can cut through anything.
Oh my god, does he
And-
actually use his hands to operate?
Yeah.
Oh my
I mean, that's like the sharpest knife he has.
Wait, does he wear gloves at least?
I think it's sanitized.
Okay. Oh
I
well.
think I think he specifically talks about the skill that he can sanitize anything.
Okay. All right.
So he doesn't need gloves.
Oh,
That's basically what I'm trying to say.
okay.
So that's and it's not the series doesn't explain or like introduce his
Mm-hmm.
character like comedic part. It shows the part really seriously.
Mm-hmm.
So it just makes things even sillier.
Okay.
And
Mm,
it's just that kind of comedic
mm,
manga. So yeah, I thought this manga would be really serious
mm,
when I first started reading the manga, but it's actually I think it's memeified. Like it
mm,
becomes meme. There's so many
mm.
panels become memes in
Yeah.
Japan
Mm,
because on X,
mm-hmm.
like in my timeline, it's filled with Ninja versus Gokudo's panel because it has so many good funny lines
Yeah.
and funny panels.
So people use that
Yeah, as
and
meme.
post. Oh.
Yeah, and that's so it is so good. It is
Mm.
just funny. So you can read it to have good laugh. So that's what I
Yeah,
love this
I think
manga
there's like a
basically.
lot of bizarre thing that happens in the
Hmm,
manga,
hmm.
and then I think that's why it's so addictive. You kind of want to know what
Yeah.
other thing they have.
Yeah, and the series doesn't drag the fight that long.
Hmm.
So it moves on to the next fight and the next
Right.
fight. So the pacing is really good. So you
Mm.
can take a look at so many weird skills.
Yep.
Because Gokudo, they have weird skills too. Because the
Yeah.
Gokudo, the kanji, kanji character actually means the ultimate, the way, right? So some Gokudo actually perfected quick draw and
Oh, like the gunfight.
yeah, like
Okay.
guns,
Mm.
yeah, the gunfight and that kind of skills. And it's the quick draw thing is not funny at all, but other skills are
Hmm.
just bizarre. So,
But all these like very
so
bizarre, strange thing they do,
mhm,
but they do
mhm.
it with very serious tone. That makes
Yeah,
always like
yeah,
so funny when you read it.
yeah. So
Mm.
that's one thing
Yeah,
about
that's
this
one thing.
manga,
Yeah.
and it's the second point is like actually it's heads up,
Okay.
but it has brutal,
Mm.
gory moments
Right. That's
here and there. And yeah, that's precaution. I think I have to warn people
mm-hmm.
about this depiction. But and one of the most gory and often come up thing is Ninja and Gokudo. They love beheading people,
Right. I
cutting
think
necks. They
okay, maybe I shouldn't have laughed about it, but then like when I actually think
yeah.
about the fight, I'm not laughing about beheading people, okay? But then
Yeah,
it's
yeah. It is
how they depict it is so funny
yeah.
that actually made me laugh a little bit.
I mean, you
Sorry
have
about
to
that.
read it. You
But
have to read it
yeah, to
to
really
get
understand.
it. But
Don't think of me as like a very weird, crazy
brutal
person.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's not a brutal person at all.
Okay.
But
So, and then like also one of the things that I found really, really funny is that like after all these like people getting like beheaded, and then
Mhm.
like all these heads somehow they keep talking for like 10 seconds or
Yeah,
20 seconds. And I'm like, I
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah,
aren't
yeah.
you guys like dead? Why are you guys still talking?
Yeah, like those guys don't have lungs anymore. So
Yeah, they keep
how
talking.
can they speak?
Yeah. So
But
yeah,
yeah,
as
that
you
happens.
said,
That happens.
as you
Mm.
said, like how the fight is very extreme, and then it could be a little bit gruesome, but but how they depict it in the manga, it's so silly that it's
Mhm.
not. It's not
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah,
It's
yeah. I
so
mean,
extreme, and then it's so silly that it just doesn't look gross or anything. It
mhm,
just
mhm.
looks very funny somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, it has bloods, of course, and other than beheading
Mm,
or like chopping their heads off, other than that, there were so many cruel, like brutal things
mm-hmm.
happen in this manga, but somehow it doesn't make you feel
Mm.
sick.
Yeah, it's just so over the top that it becomes so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's most people can read this manga.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, also the manga is black and white.
Yep.
So, lots of blood means lots of black
Yep.
negative space. So it doesn't feel really brutal
Mm-hmm.
that much. Well, at least to me,
Okay.
and I think to you,
Yeah,
because
to
you're
me too.
laughing at it.
Yeah.
So
I was like, okay, and also like how the fight is so extreme and they're so good
Mhm,
at what they do. They just kind of like, fight against each other and like behead a lot of people at once, like
mhm,
in like a
mhm.
second or something.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So it's really, really fast paced, and also it's kind of like, I don't know, like it's just so funny to read all
Mhm.
these battles as well.
Yeah, so I guess I have to warn people about this, but it's not that gory,
Mm.
is what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Yeah, and and it has brutal, a cruel moment and funny moment, and yet it has a really good moving storyline. I think it's not in the first volume yet,
No.
but it has a like say Gokudo people.
Mm.
They're depicted as villains because they've done lots of criminal
Mm.
activities like selling drugs,
Right.
kidnapping people,
Mm-hmm.
selling organs, those kind of things.
Mm.
But some of the characters have a really rich background,
Mm.
and the story explains how they become Yakuza or Gokudo,
I think,
how they
yeah.
like derailed from the ordinary
Mm.
people.
So I
And
think, yeah, there was
Mhm,
like one scene in the first
mhm.
volume with the boss of the Yakuza group, like the ultimate boss of the Yakuza
Mm,
group.
mm,
One of the like kind of like the main characters in the story. He
mhm,
said something about like he wants to keep Yakuza going. He wants to
mhm.
keep the Gokudo group going because that's like where people who don't have anywhere to go can get
Yeah, yeah,
to.
yeah, yeah.
He said something like that, and I was like, oh,
Mhm,
okay,
mhm.
he does have his like own reason why he wants to like be in this way in like in Yakuza and do all those things. Mm.
Yeah, like that's the ultimate goal of Gokudo people, or
Mm.
like the at least the boss of a Gokudo group. He just wants to have a place for misfits.
Mm.
That's it. At least that's what he said.
Yeah. Although
And
they're
oh
the wrong
no,
way.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a totally wrong way. It kills a lot of people, so it's a wrong way.
Hmm.
But still, they have their reasons, and they have their pride, like honor, and
Hmm.
also they have feeling for their like friends
Right.
among
Mm.
Gokudo people,
Mm.
and so it does a really this manga does a really clever thing where to balance out the brutal and funny
Mm.
and also like a moving vibe. It's just juggling through those kind of genre or like feeling. It does a really good job, I think, and it does a really clever twist
Mm.
to the image
Mm.
or like our assumption about ninja and Gokudo, because ninja I think started from like an Edo era,
Mm.
and it was like an official organization or like government organization to keep the peace going, the
Hmm.
keep the peace of the Edo and town. And Gokudo, they're actually started from like vigilantism,
Mm.
and it just, but their like a role gradually changes, and ninja in this manga,
Hmm.
ninja becomes more like a vigilant. So it's not owned by government or anything, but
Hmm.
they just do what they want to do,
Hmm.
which is keeping people safe.
Right.
And Gokudo, they started from vigilantism, but they turns into more like the place for misfits kind of
Mm.
stuff. So the role changes, but still they don't understand each other and they
Right.
keep fighting. And both sides have reason to fight. So their fights, well, I cannot imagine how it ends.
That's very.
I'm really looking forward to it,
Yeah, me
but
too.
still, well, there's a main character who's ninja, and also the main. I'm not calling him villain, but
Hmm.
the other main character who is Gokudo, and they see each other without knowing each other as ninja or Gokudo. As just normal people,
Hmm.
they know each other and become friends.
Right.
But they're actually one of them is ninja and one of them is Gokudo,
Mm.
and we are not sure how it's going to be
Mm.
when they know find out
Who they
the
really are.
who they really are. And it's just keeps me reading the
Mm-hmm.
manga and up until like 10th volume. But it has a really clever twist other than that. And it's just real. I think it's really good read. It was a really good read with violence, laugh, and tears.
Yeah, I mean, I read only the first volume, so with you said, I mean, with all the stuff that you told me, I really want to keep reading the rest. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
wait. I
yeah.
can't wait to see how all these like fights and all these things gonna be like how they're gonna be depicted in like
Mhm.
in such a funny way. Because even in the first volume, I was like laughing so hard. I was like, oh my god, what is going on here? You know?
Also, speaking of the interesting story point, it
Mm-hmm.
actually I think it's introduced in the first volume, but there is the magical girl anime series in this manga, like
Yeah.
fictional, made up magical girl anime series
Mm-hmm.
called the Princess series,
Yeah.
I think, and it's just like a running gag of this series. But
Right.
I think I'm still reading it until 10th volume. I don't know the whole picture, but I think it has something to do with the story
Yeah,
actually.
probably. We don't know it yet,
Because
but we don't know
yeah,
how they're
like
connected, but
what I explained about the two main characters don't know who they really are.
hmm
It's overlapping with the this Princess series anime,
right.
and
Because
it
they
is
both
in
like it. They both like it.
yeah. They both like it, and the storyline of that made up magical girl
hmm
series is overlapping with who they are. The storyline is kind of the same, and
Yeah.
other storylines overlapping too.
Okay.
And
So
I
maybe
think
they're
it's
linked.
only
They're like
in
tied closely.
yeah,
Mm.
and it might have meaning
Yeah, it
maybe.
may
So
be.
I
Maybe.
have to keep reading it
Maybe. We'll find
because
out.
in manga, or like at the end of the manga, the volume,
Mm-hmm.
each volumes, it has like a made up Wikipedia page of the Princess series. It has so many texts. So I think the author is really put down effort to make one more series other than
Right.
Ninja vs. Gokudo. So it's just enthusiasm. I
Mhm.
can feel the enthusiasm
Yeah,
of
so it has to
author.
be tied into the story, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably. I don't want to spoil anything, and I don't know yet, but
right.
I'm looking forward to it.
Can't wait to read.
Yeah.
Well, so there are like a lot of twists in the story because at first, like when I first read the very first
Hmm.
volume, I was like,
Hmm.
and I knew that do have like 16 volumes. I was like, if
Hmm.
they keep going like this, I was thinking like, oh,
Hmm.
maybe I'll just get tired of it, later on.
Right.
But
Uh-huh.
then from what you said, it doesn't sound like it. It has a lot of twists and it has a
Yeah.
great story as well. So I'll love to read the rest. Mm.
Yeah, this series just keeps the, boundary pushing.
Mm-hmm.
Keeps pushing the boundaries and then just doing over the top things
Mm.
in all kinds of areas like say baseball. They do baseball themed battle in a weird way.
Baseball theme. What does that mean? Yeah,
You
you
have
don't.
to read it to
Okay, yeah.
get
You don't
it.
have to
Yeah.
explain it to me.
You have to
I'm just
read it.
saying it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it has a weird prime minister in Japan. It has a weird over the top American president. And it has
Okay.
so many weird characters.
Okay. All
So many
right.
over the top, funny, lovable characters.
All
So
right.
yeah,
Cannot wait.
please read it. Yeah.
こんな感じで終わりに行っちゃって大丈夫ですか？
あれ
あれ、プッと落ちてる。
あ、大丈夫。
あ、ごめんなさい。まあ終わっちゃって大丈夫ですかね。OK です。すみません。あ、じゃあもうこのまま終わりに行っちゃいますね。
はい。
エンディングいっちゃって大丈夫ですか？ OK です。はーい。いきます。So, this show is brought to you with the support from Manga App and Maki, and the manga we talked about today, Ninja and Gokudo, is available to read on Maki. So be sure to check them out through the link in the description. And don't forget to follow us, the show, and leave a like, and also drop us a comment.
Yeah.
And so thank you so much for tuning in once again, and see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.